Corey was a walking paradox. He was built like a refrigerator, all muscle and bulk, but he wore those floral Hawaiian shirts like he was born on a surfboard. He loved his protein shakes and his weightlifting, but you could always find him reading philosophy books, his thick glasses perched precariously on his nose. He was a gentle giant, really, with a heart as big as his biceps. But as we all learned that night, even gentle giants sometimes make questionable decisions. It all started innocently enough. A costume party invitation arrived. Corey, never one to miss a good time, decided to go all out. He found a giant sombrero, a brightly colored poncho, and a fake mustache that would make a villain proud. He was going as a Mexican, his interpretation leaving a lot to be desired. But hey, it was a party, not a cultural sensitivity seminar. The night spiraled out of control faster than a tequila shot on an empty stomach. Let's just say the punch was spiked. And Corey, well, Corey was a champion chugger. The next few hours were a blur of bad dancing, questionable karaoke choices, and enough laughter to shake the house. By the time the cops were called, long story, Corey was convinced he was in Mexico. His own mother didn't even recognize him when she arrived to drag him home. Seeing a Mexican bandit trying to steal her son's car was the last straw. She did what any loving mother would do. She called the cops, again. Corey, however, mistook the flashing lights for a disco and decided to make a daring escape. Out the window he went, a 2-story drop that would have given a stuntman pause. Landing in a pile of rose bushes, Corey was more worried about his sombrero than his scraped knees. He scrambled to his feet, convinced the federales were hot on his trail. He sprinted across lawns, hurdled fences, and even found himself bouncing on Mr. Noodle's bed. Poor Mr. Noodles, he never did recover from the sight of a half-naked, poncho-clad Corey singing mariachi tunes. The real cops, bless their hearts, were having a hard time keeping up. They were city cops, not used to suburban obstacle courses. Corey, fueled by cheap tequila and questionable punch, was surprisingly agile for a man his size. The chase culminated in the cul-de-sac, Corey pelting the squad car with decorative rocks from Mrs. Henderson's prize-winning petunias. It was like something out of a wacky comedy, except nobody told the cops it was a joke. That's when things went from hilarious to slightly concerning. One of the officers, a rookie with nerves of jello, panicked. He drew his taser and yelled at Corey to surrender. Corey, still convinced he was in a Mexican standoff, threw a particularly large rock, sorry Mrs. Henderson, and yelled, "Viva la revolucion!" The taser fired. Corey went down like a sack of potatoes. His heart, overworked from the night's festivities, decided to take a little break. Complete silence descended upon the cul-de-sac. The cops swarmed Corey, their faces a mixture of concern and "oh crap, what have we done?" He was rushed to the hospital, where he remained in a medically induced coma for a week. The doctors called it exhaustion and dehydration, but we all knew the truth.